just so you can see what's going on with the US dollar. So we were in the red zone. Now we're starting to dip the toe into the green zone. Looks like the 94 handle is where the dollar wants to be for now. And I think just looking to possibly bounce off the trend line support and then get a little rally going. So I don't think that the overall bullishness in the market is over and done with just yet. All right. It's hanging in there. It's in the Kumo cloud on the weekly, moving sideways, but I think we're going to stay here for the time being. It's still in the green zone on the weekly chart. Now, as far as the euro yen goes, here's what the euro yen is looking like. All right, so as you can see here, we are still in the green zone, right? And you're above the trend line support and the Kumo cloud. Any pullback here is to be expected, but not expected to turn into much. It's just Tuesday. So far, this is what we're looking like. This is what the market's doing for right now. So it seems that the pullback is being controlled by the bears at this point, keeping the market in the correction zone, moving closer toward the 131 handle, maybe 130.50, because that's where around the trend line support is located right now on the euro yen. Taking a look here at nat gas. Nat gas is still moving sideways overall, not making a lot of headway, still in the green zone on the daily chart, but you're in a corrective phase, so you're going to stay at the lower end of the trading range for the time being. Looking at Bitcoin by the way of GBTC, you can see it spotted. It had a gap up today, but you're still in a corrective phase right now on the daily chart, and the market still has to come down and close this gap here at some point. So it's looking very bearish here on the Bitcoin. As far as GDXJ, looking at the miners, all right, so we did have this gap down, and the market hasn't back and filled yet, and still showing weakness, and you're in a corrective phase. Market's threatening to fall below the trend line support and go deeper into the Kumo cloud, which is possible because you got this gap here that needs to be contended with. Looks like that's what the market's getting ready to do. Then they'll probably come back and fill. Seeing a lot of weakness overall in these markets. Looking at gold by the way of GLD. All right, you can see here it gapped up, and it's looking like it's going to come down and close this gap and possibly fall below the trend line support. It's already below the Kumo cloud. This resistance zone up here around, I want to say the 170 seems to be a really tough spot, and more so 169. GLD is just having a hard time holding it. So right now, this is bearish to sideways. Looking at the Russell by the way of ticker IWM, you can see it's just been sideways, but it's trying to move at the top end of the range now and test that. So it's looking like it's trying to go to, anywhere from between 235, 237. If it can get enough momentum under it, it may even get hit 240. So this one's locked in. The bulls are keeping this one afloat. Looking at real estate by the ticker IYR, you can see here it's in a corrective phase right now, looking like it may pull back to trend line support. That will put it down to 107. So that's a $3 drop that we're anticipating on that one. Looking at the Nasdaq 100 by way of QQQ, you can see here the market straight up, trying to push that $400 mark, and it's probably going to get it. Just remember, you got a gap way back here from October the 14th. At some point, this market's going to have to drop a lot to come and fill that, and that'll put the market south of 365. It's just not ready to do it quite yet. Looking at silver by the way of ticker SLV, you can see market is below the trend line and threatening to fall outside of the Kumo cloud and keep dropping. A lot of bearishness coming in here. You're in a corrective phase as well. The bears have this one under control for the time being. Looking at the bond market by way of ticker TLT, you can see this one here is between a rock and a hard place, between the trend line support and the bottom of the Kumo cloud. Very key resistance around this 148 level. Trend line support is at 146. This one could drop. It's in the green zone. It could drop and pop, meaning it could hit come down here around the trend line support and use that as a springboard to bounce and get north of the Kumo cloud. Looks like this one has all the prerequisites to get to 150. It's just, I don't know if the bulls are committed. The bond market's been really all over the place because of the meddling of the Fed with the interest rates. As far as ADA Cardano, rally alert buy signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading. The trend line resistance overhead is the initial target on this one, but it's in the corrective phase. So if it does come up, we may only get a day or two of rally out of this before the bears come in and knock it back down again. Looking at Ethereum hitting new highs here. Looked like we were going to get a corrective phase, but the rally alert buy signal proved to be correct as always, and we got that upside production. So right now, Ethereum is having its way, and it's doing what it's doing. Next up is Litecoin, which has been really sleepy and not keeping pace with Ethereum at all. But here's what happened, though. We had the rally alert buy signal a few days ago. Now we're starting to get that upside production, but we're getting near the overhead resistance around that 205 level. So I think that's what we're probably going to test, 205, 27 maybe even, before the market hits a wall. And then we'll have to watch it to pull back to the trend line support at 180. Looking at theta. All right, on the daily chart, you can see what theta is doing here. So you have the trend line support here, and the market is trying to get enough momentum to stage a run, trying to get back up to 10, man. I don't know. Can it happen? Of course it can. Just needs some bullish commitment. Looking at XRP Ripple. As you can see, had the rally alert buy signal a few days ago, finally getting that upside production. But I think we're at 112 level. It's going to try to get to 120. So between 117 and 120 will probably be overhead resistance. You're just running the gamut here of the September the 7th consolidation zone. You were at the bottom. Now it's trying to lift this way up and try to test the upper end of the range. So we'll see. Still has a long way to go before it's not really doing anything. All right, so taking a look at the Australian dollar here on the forex side, we had the crash alert sell signal. You got all this downside production headed toward the trend line support, and I think this one's going to continue to keep going. May even get to the bottom. I'm sorry, the top of the Kumo cloud here, and it's starting now today. Put it in an official corrective state. We could see a lot more downside if the bulls can't come in here and stop it. Looking at the Canadian dollar, you can see that it's kind of moving sideways. You had the rally alert buy signal over a week ago, almost going into 2 weeks now, and you're starting to get that upside production. Overhead trend line resistance is the target on this one as well. And last but not least, here's the mighty Bitcoin. Here's how it's shaping up. This is what it's looking like. You had the rally alert buy signal a few days ago. You're getting that upside production now. But the 65,000 is proven to be a key resistance zone right now. So if the market can't overcome and get out of this corrective zone, I'm afraid trend line support south of 55,000 is where you're headed, which will put it right back at the 50 to 55,000 old resistance zone. So this is what we're looking at, people. This is what you can expect moving forward. This is why you need the PulseWave reports, because it tells you how to handle these markets, what you should do, how you should trade it, how you should trade longs, how you should trade shorts, and how you should stay in cash, all that good stuff. Tells you exactly what to buy, what to sell. And it's just that simple. Or if you should do nothing. With that being said, you go to pulsewavetrading.com, take advantage of the huge discount that we are running right now. Save yourself a lot of money right now, hundreds of dollars. Okay. With that being said, you know what it is. Smash that like button. Bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I'm out. Peace.